Hello everyone. In this exercise of solid AutoCAD, we will understand the all the option of the lengthen command. Okay. Shortcut for the lengthen is the LEN, lengthen. Enter. Now we are in the lengthen command. Okay. So in this way we can go in the length. First we make a certain objects. Escape. I make object ortho on. First I make a line here. Suppose 1000 mm. 1000 mm. First I am making 1000 mm. Enter. Again enter. In order to repeat the command, this length I make, suppose for example 800. 800. Enter. Enter. So these are the two lengths. Suppose I note the dimension for this one. This is 1000 mm. Again length linear. This is this one and this one. These are the two lengths. So lengthen command is used for in order to increase the length. So if I use the shortcut command LEN, enter, we are in the lengthen command. There are the four options here. You will see delta, percent, total, dynamic. I will discuss all the options. Okay. So if you select this, we are in the lengthen command. If I select this one, at this time it shows the current length is 1000 mm. Okay. Now if I select this first option, I am using delta option. Delta option. Suppose now delta means how much you want to change the length. Suppose I want to change the length 50 mm. 50 mm. Enter. Now you select on the side, on which side you want to increase the length of the object. Since at this time this is 1000 mm. If I increase this side, click. Now the length has been increased by 50 mm. Okay. Further increase this one. Further now 100 mm increased. Okay. If you keep on clicking this one, keep on clicking, you will it will keep on increasing the length by keep on increasing the length of the object by that much amount. Okay. And suppose now you want to increase check the length, this one and this one. This is 1150. Okay. In this way you can increase the length. Okay. Now again in the modify panel, this command is the modify panel. Actually in the draw command we make the geometry with the help of the line, polyline, circle, arc and this one, rectangle, ellipse, etc. In modify command, these commands are used for in order to modify the geometry which we have drawn in the draw panel. Okay. First you understand this is draw and modify panel. Now suppose lengthen, modify, this command, this is lengthen command. Suppose this is I increase this one. Suppose you want to increase on this left side, this one. Select this object. Sorry. Modify lengthen command. First select the option, delta option. Suppose you want to increase this side. Suppose you want to change 50 mm. Okay. Enter. And now click here. Click here. Every time you click, if you keep on clicking, it will keep on increasing the length of the object by that much amount. Okay. I have clicked 2 times. If you escape, you change the length, you see the length 1150 at this time. Now if you change, now it is 250. Okay. In this way you can increase by the delta. Suppose this length is 800 mm. Modify panel, length. This comes here. You can also decrease the length. Suppose delta. Suppose I give the length 10 mm. I want to decrease the length of this by 10 mm. 10. Enter. Select this side. I want to increase. You can select the side, whether you want to decrease from this side or this side. Suppose I select this one. Now it has decreased. Further increase this one. No. Undo. I have to give the value minus. This is 800. Modify this one, delta. Now I minus 10. You have to, in order to decrease the length, give value minus 10. This one, minus 10, enter. Now you select. Now again click, again click, again click. I have clicked 4 times. So escape. If you change the length, if you this one, this is 760. Okay, in this way you can decrease the length. You further, in order to decrease the length, you have to give the value minus. Okay, this one. Now suppose I draw a arc. You can also ortho of this one, this one. This is arc. Okay, if you check the length of this one, arc length, select. This arc length is 11.171. Okay, now modify, lengthen. Suppose you want to change the length, you want to increase the length, select delta, select delta and give the value. Suppose at this time is 11.71. Suppose you want to increase the length 20 by 20 mm, 20, enter, select if this one. Now arc length has been increased by 20. Again click, again click, had been increased by 20 mm. You keep on clicking, it will keep on increasing the length by the object by that much amount. Okay, if escape, if you change, if you note the dimension, this one, that is 1231. In this way you can increase or decrease the length. For in order to decrease the length, you have to give the value minus. Suppose modify, lengthen, delta, you give the value minus 20, minus 20, minus 20, enter. Now if you click, again click, again click, again click, again click, every time you click, it will change the length by that much amount. Okay, escape. If you change the length, check the length, this is 1131. In this way you can increase or decrease the length. Okay, now suppose I draw a line here, again ortho on. Suppose this is 1000 mm, enter, enter, out of the command. Modify, lengthen command, lengthen command. Now I use the percent option, percentage. You can increase or decrease by percent also. Suppose percent, suppose you want to increase, you give the value more than 100%, then it will increase. If you give the value less than 100, it will decrease the length. Suppose I want to increase by 50%. Okay, then I give the value 150, enter, this one. Okay, and if you escape, you check the length. No, length, linear. So this is increased by 50%. Okay, in this way you can decrease in percent. Suppose you want to decrease by 50%. Okay, modify, lengthen, percent. Suppose I want to decrease 50%. So for this you will have to give the value less than 100. That is, I only give the 50, only 50, enter and select this one, select. Now if you see, check this length, this one, this and this is 750. Okay, 50% of this one, this length. Okay, in this way you can decrease the length. Again I take a one line, take one more line, 1000, enter, enter. So modify, lengthen. So now this option, total. Suppose you want to change the length in the total, you want to change this length, you check this length, this time is 100,000. Okay, lengthen, modify, lengthen. So total, suppose I want this length 750, this this length I want 750. Okay, total give the value. Suppose I want to make it to 750, enter and select it. Now if you check escape, if you check this length, this is 750. So in this way you can also change the total length. Okay, one more example, I take escape, this one line, suppose I take 600, enter and take the length. Note this length, this is 500, 600. Okay, lengthen by shortcut you can use LEN, enter. You are in the lengthen command. Total, select the options. Total, suppose I want to make it 1000. Okay, give the value 1000, enter, select the. Now if you will see the escape, if you check the length, linear, this is 1000. In this way you can increase the total length. Okay, now one more example, this I take 1000 mm, 1000, enter. Okay, modify lengthen command. Now I take it dynamic. In dynamic you can select the object, and where you stop your cursor, it will change length up to that point, this one. If you select this side and now you move your cursor, it will change up to that in dynamic. Okay, again I explain you this. Suppose this is 1000. Okay, this one, enter. Modify lengthen, select this one. Suppose select an object. No, modify lengthen, first select the option dynamic, select this one. If you see at this time there is no change, at this time there is no change. Okay, now you can give the value also. Suppose you move your cursor, you take away your cursor from this point, end of the line position, and give the value. You can give the value here, you can give the value. Sometimes the near cursor you don't the message is not coming. You will see if you keep this ortho off, then message will come here. Now you give the value. Suppose I want to increase by 200, enter. If you escape, if you check the length, this one 1198. Okay, in this way you can also select the side, on which side to you change the length. Modify length, option, first select the option dynamic, select this, and in this side, suppose this is 0, I want to change it. You see at this time this length is 1198. I want to move your cursor where you want to stop. Suppose I want to give the value, suppose I want to give it 102, enter. Okay, and escape. If you check the length at this time 1198, this is 39. I have increased 102. In this way you can increase or decrease the length in the dynamic. You can also select the side, on which side you want to increase or decrease. Okay, in this way. One more thing, suppose this point, this and this is a arc. Okay, modify. Suppose you draw a line, this center of this one, center point, out, delete, this one, enter. If you check the angle of this one, angle, this angle is 124. Okay, now modify, lengthen command, delta. Now angle, if you want to increase the length of angle of this arc, select the angle. Suppose you want to increase by 16 degree. You want to increase the angle of this arc by 16 degree. Okay, so give the value 16, enter, select the object. This one. Now the angle has been increased of this arc. You can check. How you can check? Angular dimension, and this one angular. First draw a line here. This one. Draw a line here. This one. If you check the angle, this angle and this angle, you will see that has become 40. 16 degree has been increased. In this way, you can also increase the length. Suppose again, explain you lengthen. First select the delta, then angle. Suppose at this time you want to select the angle and you want to increase, suppose angle 20 degree. 20, enter, select the arc object. Now the angle of this arc at modified arc has been changed. In this way you can change the angle of this one. Okay, again I explain this ortho, this one 1000, this one, enter, modify, lengthen. In case of percent, you have to give the, suppose in percentage case you give the value 120%. Okay, and enter, select the object. You can select on which side you increase the length, this side or this side. This side increase. It has increased by 20% of the 1000. Okay, escape. You should check the value of this one. Length, linear, this one, this 1200, and 20% of the original size has been increased. You can also decrease. How you can decrease? Suppose 20% you want to decrease. Modify, this lengthen command, select this one, select an object. First select the option, modify, lengthen. Suppose percent, you want to decrease the length. Suppose I want to decrease 20%. Enter, select this. Now 20% will be reduced by of this value. Select this one. Undo, modify, lengthen to percent. Reduce. For the reduce, you have to give the value less than 100. Okay, suppose I want to decrease the length, so I gave the value only 80. Suppose 80. Enter, select this one. So now this value has decreased by 80%. Okay, if you check, in this way you can decrease or increase the length. I hope you would have enjoyed this exercise. You please like, share and subscribe this channel. Thank you very much. Actually, this command is used when you are preparing the layout of the construction or the electric diagram, etc. This command is very useful. Okay, thank you.